99X, it's Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X.
Special things happened on the weekend on 99X, including this weekend. Yes, we're going to extend the Morning X ticket window all weekend so you can win tickets to see Kings of Leon, special guest Fantogram, State Farm Arena, September 25th. Listen all weekend to 99X for your free tickets.
And Leslie, they wanted me to tell you they do need you to work Saturday and Sunday to cover the ticket window.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm all here.
Because it's football season. We're not available. Crash and I cannot participate this weekend at all. Hey, do either of you have any marks on your body that you're ashamed of? Do you have any, like, body positivity stuff? Do you have any, like, birthmarks or anything that you think is wrong with your body that you cover up or you don't show?
Well, I mean, I've talked about the feet thing, which we don't need to get into again.
And you will not show your feet under any circumstances?
No.
And
we've talked about that.
I know, but could you fix your feet?
It's a very painful operation, which people say do not do.
And that's what, to shave bone off?
Yeah, it's apparently it's one of the most debilitating things ever. So I choose not to do that.
I've seen people with those bandages like waddling around after whatever that surgery is called.
But I don't have anything else on my body that I want to hide.
Well, that's pretty big, your feet. Would you ever, in a body positivity tone of mind or frame of mind, would you ever just say, you know what, I'm just going to let it go and I'm just going to go out there and do it? Okay.
Shut that down.
All right. And Crash?
I mean, I've got a huge beer belly and love handles, but that's what happens when you're a beer drinker. And I've got a rear end like a duck. So, like my midsection is a little bit, because I wear a shirt now when I go swimming in the summertime.
Crash, those aren't defects. Those are misusing your body.
Yeah, I know, but it's still like you think about, body positivity. But I mean, nothing else. I don't have anything else like scars or hook feet. Or how about you, though? What do you?
Yeah, Barnes.
I have a birthmark on my arm that. Can you even see it?
Yeah,
right there. That used to bother me. I know it's the size of a penny.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
And when I was a kid, though, I was like, oh, no one else has that.
Python's looking good there, bro. You doing a lot of arm work?
Can you tell?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so then. This whole, we had our private concert with Billy Corgan, and he came out, and he's come out a lot talking about his condition on his left arm.
Yes, the body positivity about his birthmark.
Which I never, ever knew was there.
He said he used to wear long sleeve shirts all the time.
Yeah, and at our private performance, he came out with, he was like Sporty Spice Corgan. He came out with his polo shirt on, unbuttoned, and he was just Mr. Casual, not in his priest uniform or whatever that is he comes out in. And I thought it was interesting, these clips that he's put out there. In this first one, he talks about what forms these birthmarks and how on the internet, people just, they have to make a thing about it.
Never in a million years would I imagine that something like this would go viral. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So, but I wanted to shed a little bit of light on the topic and maybe give a little bit more meat on the bone, as we would say. To my general understanding, a birthmark is formed when blood vessels don't properly form when you're in the womb, and because they never properly form, you end up with a stain. In this case, a port wine stain. I obviously was born with the birthmark. There's more up here, and we literally see people commenting, "That's not a birthmark." I was born with this birthmark. I have baby photos of the day I was born, and I have this mark. It's the exact same shape. It's just bigger now because I'm bigger. Not that that's important, but I just think it's worth pointing out that we live in this crazy world where even when you say, hey, this is a birthmark, somebody's got to trot along and sort of question what you're saying.
Isn't that weird how people make a thing, just no matter what, it takes off in a life of its own?
Yeah, sounds like he was bullied growing up.
Totally. And then he talks about another one here. Here's another clip. He talks about how people have reacted to seeing it and how it made him feel as a kid having to hide it, which I think everyone can relate to in some form.
Absolutely.
So having grown up, born in 1967, never in a million years was I told that something like this was beautiful or could be additive to who I was. I've been asked thousands of times and oftentimes very rudely. Do you have a disease? Are you a burn victim? And so when you're young, and, as anyone would understand, anything that separates you from pack is painful. And so from my earliest memories, people were making fun of me, teasing me. Even today when I sit, I'll put my right hand over my left hand to cover my hand. I don't wear often short sleeve shirts. You'll find very few photos of me where you can see my birthmark quite clearly. I remember getting a crush on someone when I was like 15 years old, and I would literally hide my birthmark, hoping they would like me before they would know I had a birthmark, because as far as I was concerned, the birthmark was disqualifying.
I wonder what got him to the point where he wanted to come out and just have it out there in the open.
Well, he talked about someone else that he saw, I guess, on social media, and he was applauding that person for being open about it.
I would have just assumed it was a burn, just the way it looked.
It does look like one.
Kind of splotchy and not uniform and in different areas of his arm. Someone's calling in. Hey, Morning X, good morning.
Hey.
Hey, who's this?
My name's Katy.
What's going on, Katy?
Nothing much. I heard y'all talking about the Billy Corgan birthmark thing, and I actually went to the Live X 25 years ago almost.
Oh.
And
wow.
I was, I was, they did a Q&A, and I got up and asked him why he never wore short sleeve shirts, and if it was because of his birthmark.
What inspired you to ask that question?
It's really actually kind of funny. I really wanted a long sleeve Zero shirt, and I couldn't find one. This is kind of back when the internet was new to all of us. And I couldn't find one online. eBay was about the only place I knew to look. And I asked my boyfriend at the time, I was like, why don't they have long sleeve ones? Billy Corgan wears a long sleeve one. Why don't they have those available for me? And he said, oh, it's probably because of his birthmark. And I'm like, he has a birthmark? And I couldn't find any pictures of it. There was no record of it. And so when I got to go to the Live X, I decided to ask him.
Wow. I don't remember that at the Live X at all.
Was that during like a Q&A portion?
Yeah. And I don't think they ever aired that on
okay.
the Live X. Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if he asked us to maybe cut it out. It could have been that maybe afterwards he might have asked us.
Yeah, and I had no idea. Like, 20-year-old me wasn't thinking about how that would be something embarrassing. He's a rock star, There were millions of people, waiting, to see him. So, I never dreamed that he would have any kind of complex about something like that. But now I kind of feel bad that he's just now gotten comfortable with it.
I don't remember that at all, Barnes.
No, I don't either. What did he say to you when you asked? Did he respond?
Yeah, he looked completely caught off guard, and I want to say I remember him pulling up his sleeve and showing us, and it was no big thing.
Wow, I bet you he asked us to take it out. That's what I think. I have a feeling, because it wasn't live, obviously. It was taped as Live X. And he probably said, hey, just do me a favor, just take that part out.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't remember that happening even at all. But yeah, I mean, who cares?
I feel terrible. He probably hated me.
I mean, he's got marks on his arm. Whatever.
Yeah, they call that the port wine birthmark.
Yeah.
The way that is, the color of it and everything. And I can sympathize with him a lot because, I mean, Sunday morning I look like that usually in my cheeks and my nose after a long day out.
Yours are temporary, though, right?
I do like this new Billy Corgan, though, that he's very open with his fans on Instagram. He never used to be that way, and I love it.
100%. Some therapist has gotten through to him for sure.
It's great, though.
I kind of feel like I want to reach out and apologize. I didn't know.
Sounds like he's okay with it now. Well, Katy, thanks for calling and sharing. Cool story.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.